Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of UCRD Reviews. So I've got another P-Bandai exclusive for you. This one's the MS-06D Zaku Desert Type. This is the Caracal Core version anime. So not to be confused with the MS-06D Desert Zaku from Double Zeta Gundam and Gundam Unicorn. This is a one-year war mobile suit that first appeared in Mobile Suit Variations and is a really neat variant of the Zaku 2. This particular one is a Caracal Core colors version, so it is painted a little bit differently than the regular Desert Zaku. So I was really excited for this one. This is technically a recolor of the standard Zaku Desert Type, which I'm going to call Desert Zaku for like half of this video because I get them mixed up, but they are two different mobile suits. And when they released it in Robot Spirits, that was the first time that the Zaku Desert Type got released in a figure in the MSIA Robot Spirits line. I think it was in a Xeonography line before that. This is a re-release, and I'm happy about that because the Zaku Desert Type Robot Spirits figure is extremely expensive. I think it's like 15,000 yen right now for a decent version of it that has a nice box and everything looks fairly new. So I'm glad that they re-released this. I like that they decided to do it in different colors, but let's take a look at it real quick. Alright, so here's the Caracal Core Desert Zaku. So the Caracal Core was, I believe, the unit that Roy Greenwood came from. So there were 114 Desert Zakus that were made. Zaku Desert Types, I'm sorry, see I'm already doing it. Zaku Desert Types that were made. And I believe 41 of them were these dual antenna types. And a lot of those ended up in the Caracal Core. And then they had their own colors, which is this camo pattern, which is pretty cool. So it's really neat that we got a figure of this particular unit. I mean, the Desert Zaku looks really, really good. You have the different shoulder armor here. The arms are a little bit different. You have the hard points in the feet. You have this bazooka storage here. The backpack looks really good, although it's non-functional. There's no hard points or anything on it for storing weaponry. So it's a pretty solid figure. The only thing that I have to say about this is the antennas are extremely fragile. Luckily you do get replacements over here, but you have to be super careful with those antennas because they're thin enough that any sort of pressure on them and they will break. And that includes opening up the head to move the mono eye. You have to be very, very careful with that. And then putting this piece back. But otherwise it's a neat looking figure. It's really solid. The joints are tight but not too tight. It has all the articulation it needs. So let's check out the accessories real quick. So first things first, you do get the classic hand holder. You get the standard four sets of hands. So you have the trigger hands. You have some posing hands here. And some more posing hands. And then hands for holding like a heat hawk type weapon right there. Like I said before, you get replacement antennas. You also get the normal Desert Zaku head, the one with the 40mm Vulcans in it, and the single antenna. You do not get a replacement for this. It can move its mono eye as well. And so basically what you have to do is very, very carefully lift the head up. I do it by the nose there, and then you can just replace it with this head. And it looks really good. I mean, it's a completely different head. They designed it completely differently, kind of like what they did with the Zaku 2 Kai and the Fritz helm. They didn't cut corners anywhere, which is kind of nice. So let's check out the weaponry. So the Zaku Desert Type actually comes with quite a bit of weaponry. The first thing here is the machine gun. It is a modified version of the Zaku machine gun. It's much shorter. It does have a movable folding stock here, and it also has a hinged front handle. You can also remove the magazine, and it is storable on hard points just like the regular Zaku machine gun. So this is a nice little gun. This is accurate to the machine gun that the Zaku Desert Type is supposed to have. You do get two little grenade launcher, or not grenade launcher, but grenade packs, so they can open up. They have little removable grenades in here that are pegged in there, so they can be put in the hand like they're going to be thrown. And like I said, you get two of these, and these will attach to the sides or the back of the Desert or Zaku Desert Type. You do get two of the 2-tube missile launchers here with the folding handles. They have a connection piece which is removable so that they can kind of sit on the side of the Desert Zaku, and they can rotate around. They can also be used as a handheld weapon. They're just going to hold them like that. So you have options with these, and like I said, you get two of them, which is pretty cool. You also get two of these shields, which are customized to the Caracal core. So these will fit on either arm, and they'll basically clip into the hard point that's down here. Let's see if I can get it to do it. There we go. So it fits just like that. And then you have these rocket launchers, which will actually clip over the shield. They are not easy to take off once they're on there, so make sure that you want them on there, but they're really detailed. They have the exhaust back here, so they're pretty neat looking. They look like the missile launchers that go on the legs for the Zaku 2s. So really neat. So it comes with quite a bit. Also, real quick, I wanted to do a comparison shot with the Zaku 2J type, and I picked this one just because they're both camo colored. So just so you can see some of the differences, you know, the shields about the same. The shoulder armor is different. The chest is very different. The skirt armor is different. I mean, it's different in every aspect just about. It's just kind of subtle. Obviously the head's really different. And then on the back here you have different legs. Feet look about the same, but the backpack's completely different. So overall a fairly different design, which is how it should be. So it's really neat. So that's everything for the Zaku Desert Type. So this is a much needed re-release of the Zaku Desert Type. This is one of those figures that if you already have the original figure, it's so good that it may warrant you buying a second one just to have it in these colors. I'm still going to try and pick up the original release just because I like this figure a lot. I love the design a lot. It's a really solid design. If I had to have a complaint, I think it would be the lack of effect parts, which is a common complaint with these P Bandai exclusives. And you know, we could have had a machine gun effect part, we could have had a rocket launcher firing effect, all kinds of cool stuff, but instead we got more of a bare bones figure. It did come with a lot of accessories. It came with most everything that it needed to, but there could have been a little bit more, especially with the price point you pay. You know, it was creeping up on $100 with shipping and everything, so to pay that much for a figure and to not have any effect parts is a little disappointing. But the bad thing is, at this point, I'm kind of getting used to it. But it's a wonderful addition to the version anime line. It's another great MSV design, and it's really neat to have the Caracal core colors, Zaku Desert Type, because it hasn't been represented in much. So thank you for watching. I'll have another review pretty soon here of another new release. It'll be the Xeon weapon set. I am also using a new microphone. I've had some complaints that my videos are a little quiet, so let me know if this improves things a little bit. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.